This is what I saw before they admitted me to the psych ward. It's been 10 years since this photo, 10 years since I moved to the desert, 10 years of sobriety, 10 years of solitude. My shrink walks me to the hospital. It's time, she says, as I arrive at her office with a razor blade in my hand. That blade is a part of me. It's 2014, and since the end of 2012, the suicide ideation has been every day, along with a few attempts. I've been trying to escape myself and failing. Shit, maybe my whole life I've been trying to escape, and maybe failing is great. I never had a problem with drinking or drugs, but when I fall into the abyss, it takes my mind and unleashes the monster inside. I'm drifting between worlds no one else can see. I lose everything. So, I decide to start drinking and pilling to cope. Years later, I learned the importance of discovering myself. Most notably, I'd learned letting others or anything define, control you is dangerous, but not as dangerous as wanting to define and control others. July 31st, I'm at a dual diagnosis intake office in Palm Springs, California. I swallow up the last pills in my pocket in the office. I go through detox, then a woman's facility, then sober living. These places, man, they're fucking hard to navigate. And when I receive a $30,000 bill after I leave, I know my intuition was right. The sober living falsely billed my insurance. Being in treatment and sober living helped me tremendously, but I wonder if others receive this kind of bill and relapse, undoing all the good they and the treatments did. After speaking with the owner of the billing company for 3 hours, the bill is waived. 2016 to 2019. Deaths, betrayals, joys, diseases, sickness, and pains. I become a student of Zazen, start doing music, get fired from 2 jobs, then follow my boyfriend to Paris. I leave him after 2 weeks due to abuse. Friends give me a place to stay and help me return to the States. It takes me 2 years to pay her back, but I do. When I get back to the States, I stay with a friend in the Des off and on for a year. I also stay in other friends' homes. I rebuild, fail, and rise repeatedly. I clean houses and pet sit sporadically. My sponsor relapses. I get a new sponsor. I submit frequently for artist grants. I'm part of a group show at the end of 2019. People fuck with me because I'm wearing a mask. I don't care. I feel at my best when creating, so I obsessively watch people interact with my piece. It's nothing. 2020, I'm still fucking homeless, bouncing from house to house. But despite the chaos, I keep creating. I have my first solo show that I'm so excited about, but it closes after 2 weeks. The pandemic has hit. The animal people are still the only kind I trust and feel a oneness with. More deaths, betrayals, joys and pains, sickness and disease. I feel isolated and scared. Phobias arise, but for the first time, I feel like everything I've gone through has prepared me. I offer my hand to anyone who'll take it. I've lived an apocalyptic life. In 2021, a miracle happens, a home of my own. I get a shrink, and our first session he asks why I'm here. I tell him I want to learn how to be a part of this world without it killing me. I get my first plant, and my landlord shows me how to garden. I'm still struggling though, and I have ER visits due to panic disorder and PTSD, but I feel hopeful until a nervous breakdown shatters me in 2022. I can no longer do anything. Fuck, man, I feel like I couldn't do anything before, but now everything's off the fucking table. I up my meetings, get commitments, and see my shrink 3 times a week. Intrusive thoughts, man. Those suck. All of what I'm doing is helping me. I start walking with my landlord's dog a few hours before sundown. It becomes my favorite part of the day. I start EMDR in 2023. My shrink helps me cultivate my sensitivities as gifts. The relationship with my mom is really good. My fam and friends, they're all rooting for me. Even though the depression and other shit I live with is difficult, I start to accept all of me. I face reality more. I finish my script. After 15 fucking years, it's done. 2024, baby steps. I start exposure therapy. I practice leaving my house, walk around the neighborhood, go to the cafe a few times a week. I continue to face reality over and over. I'm trying to face reality now, though, without putting any titles or labels, without shit on top of it. Man, that's fucking hard. I work on my art, and despite constant rejection, I keep up on grants. My work has given to me. It gives to me. It transforms me. It makes me feel like me without being me. I love it, and so I make a vow. I will be there for my work. Sometimes I feel lonely, isolated, frustrated, terrified, angry, and hopeless. But an epiphany emerges. This is me. Today, 8/1/24, I stare at this pic. 10 years. I get it now. Sobriety and the work I do on myself is a form of self-respect. It's a form of love and care, not only for myself, but for this world and others who I know and who I've never met. Many have had my back, and many have put a knife in my back. Either way, I'm forever grateful. The result has been the same, always leading me back to myself. My wish for the next 10 years is to spend time with those I care about and to use my work and experiences to make a difference in this world. Most notably, I want to shake things up. XXH.